Okay, so what is the key point for this lesson? It's basically the definition of a literal equation. So we're going to write literal equations have two different variables and can be written in standard form, which we're going to learn about in a minute, or something called y equals mx plus b form. Okay, now you have this on your first page, but for me it was on my second page. It's okay. So now I'm going to show you what standard form is and what y equals mx plus b form is. So standard form, what does it look like? It looks like this. Ax plus by equals c. Okay? Now, in an equation, it would look like you would have numbers in the place of a, b, and c. So an example could be x minus 2y equals 4, or 3x plus 5y equals 0. Both of these equations are written in standard form. Now, a couple of things you need to understand about what standard form is, okay? A and b are simply coefficients. Ooh, I'm out of space. A and b are coefficients, meaning they have to be attached to a variable. It's always ax. It's always by, okay? C, however, C is a constant. C is always just going to be a number by itself. It will not be attached to a variable. And then one thing you need to remember for standard form is that A cannot be negative. A cannot be negative. So in my example, my two examples, here my A is 1. Here my B is -2. And my C is 4. Second example, A is 3. B is 5. C is 0. X and Y always stay X and Y, but A, B, and C will always be replaced with numbers, okay? So that's how standard form works. What is Y equals mx plus b form? Well, let me give you an example of what it looks like. You could have y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Or you could simply have y equals 2x. These are both written in y equals mx plus b form. And so here's what you want to understand about this formula. In this formula, x and y stand for an ordered pair. So x and y are an ordered pair. M is a coefficient, right? So m is always going to be followed by x, and m will be a number. And b here is a constant. And so for this one, y cannot be negative. So basically, you're never going to start an equation with a negative, right? A couldn't be negative, and here y can't be negative. So this is our m, and this is our b in the first equation. X and y always stay x and y. This is my m in the second equation, and the b is 0, right? But we don't write in the 0. You don't say I'm 15 plus 0. You would just say I'm 15. So we don't write the plus 0 at the end, but that's what b stands for. So that's standard form and y equals mx plus b form. Now we're going to go through some examples and we're going to rewrite equations in the different forms.